Planes, jet fuel, and toxicity pertaining to the environment. Like, subscribe, ID in the Discovery Channel. Yes, ID in the Discovery Channel. The links are provided below. Get that Discovery Go app as well as that ID Go app. You might want to get those two things, combine them, make them into one. I'm a Discovery influencer. So airplanes and jet fuel being released, being bad for the environment. Not everybody agrees. They feel that that's all right for the environment, right? But each time jet fuel once again is released in the air, carbon dioxide is released. You know how big a plane is? When planes are up in the air, oftentimes they douse gallons and gallons and gallons. There's research provided in that. Gallons and gallons of waste. Consider how many... This video is short and sweet because I'm just going to ask the questions. Dear viewers, leave a comment section about what you think about what I'm saying. Consider every plane that takes off on a day, every day on average, as well as throughout the months and the years. Each of these planes are in fact producing fuel that goes out into the environment and the air, right? You're thousands of feet above ground, right? There's people that feel that that doesn't have an effect on the atmosphere or the environment, and yet it does. Once again, planes fly how many planes on average every day, as well as every month, as well as every year, right? As the planes are flying, that carbon dioxide is being released, right? I think planes in some type of way need to be designed in a way where they're gasless or something. Do you think, or do you not agree with that? There's no way, because see, there's greenhouse effect, there's all type of issues posing a problem, right? To know that humans, and then people want to sit and question, well, why is cancer so profound? Why is the rate of cancer so high in the environment? All across the globe, and not just one, but more so here in America. Why is the rate of cancer so high? Because to know that you got fuels that are dumped that much, do you know? When it comes to the percentages of how much is dumped on average, right? Day-to-day basis, flying in and out. Remember, planes are traveling all day and all night in the sky. That has to seep through somewhere, as in come through somewhere to some atmosphere somewhere, as in have an effect somewhere in human breathing pertaining to toxicity. The atmosphere. When we walk out the front doors of, say, all across the globe, but more so here in America, when we walk out the front door, it's almost like we're sharing air with one another. People don't think that far. They don't think about that. We're in fact sharing air. When I walk out the front door, I'm breathing in the air somebody else in front of me just expelled outwardly, right? It's the same with gases in the air, floating in the air. So we're basically wrapped in a big old gas chamber here in America. Because to say that there's drivers driving around, remember that's fuel, right? That's gases being expelled out of vehicles, right? If there's motorcycles, that's the same thing, right? If it's semi trucks, that's the same thing. Is there any trains that move around? What type of... I'm saying fumes, period. Outside of just gases, right? Humans, do we or do we not release carbon dioxide into the air? So it's a gas chamber. We're basically living on Earth right here in America in a gas chamber. Because see, there's waste in that. Then when you pass gas, that's its own gas. Farting and all the rest, right? That's its own gas, right? And yet even foods release gas, right? Toxic waste. Foods release gas, right? You got dead bodies that release gas. That's a way to have bodies underground in place of above ground, right? Burying dead bodies is to have them underground, knowing that that's waste and all the rest, right? Uh, but the gas fuels. I'm trying not to get way off topic, but I was trying to think of all what releases gas, pertaining to my gas chamber thesis, right? What else releases gas? There's all type of things that in fact release gases. You know, you live in a home environment. There's gases, right? Gas stoves and all the rest, right? Everything seeping into the air is what I'm trying to say. And yet the jet fuels pertaining to planes and all the rest, right? That's loads and loads dumped. To have a trickling effect is to say all that is not just going to stand right where it is. The jet's fuel being released like that, right? That has to have an effect on the upper layer as well as a downpour of some sort. They're not interested in what I'm speaking on. That causes issues. To have an issue is to resolve it. So what type of planes could be designed? Leave a comment in the comment section. I just think some type of planes need to be designed where it's gasless of some type or something. And I think even that points in with the future. I in fact think it does. Gasless planes. There could be some other type of with that pertaining to I know the first answer is going to be electric. I know that's going to be the first answer, and then somebody else going to get terrified saying, well, electric being in the air that high, that many feet in the air on a plane, in an electric plane, I will never fly again. I can hear some people saying that, right? But fuel. What other ways or what other means could fuel be released? There could be a dumping tank up under the plane, but even the plane has limited capacity pertaining to the seating, who's all on board, and the reason of why, right? If planes were able to drift on air and there was no limited capacity, I could say one of the ways to get rid of that gas and all the fuels being released, right, would to be a underboard type of chamber in a sense, right, on the plane. And yet that's too much. It will be too heavy for the plane, as in the plane would drop. Yeah, mid-air. You have to resolve problems is to think it out. How could that be resolved, right? Not everybody wants to think about situations of what I'm speaking on, which is why the world is where it is. The issues that are unresolved, right? If a plane had a extra dumping tank where that fuel could go up under the plane, that would be a resource, a holding tank on the plane. But that could lead to pose issues as in health issues pertaining to passengers on board, right? Right. Gases and waste could pose. That's more than likely why planes don't have a lower deck where they can dump the fuel into, where the plane holds onto it until arrival. Yeah. Until landing to release the fuel, right? It's the point of dumping it out in the atmosphere, right? But yeah, the planes, they need to be designed in some other type of way. I'm able to see that because that's unhealthy for all humans as well as pets, animals, dogs, and all the rest, right? That's toxic waste in the environment. It's having effect. Even a plane that possibly doused some fuel all through the atmosphere, right? That could have an effect on, yes, a plane from yesterday could have an effect on a human today. With that, it just does. Because it's not going anywhere. It's not like a vacuum is pulling up on the spot and say, hey, dear plane, you shoot it out and I'm going to catch it in or something, right? No vacuum is doing that sort of thing to remove the toxins out the atmosphere. So we're breathing in all that. If a plane comes past where I'm at, as I say, that plane might have came 3 or 4 days ago, and yet whatever was released, as I say, I'm still breathing it in today. To be hyper aware in that, is to say, just because something was put out in the atmosphere don't mean that it's going anywhere. It's more likely still there. You're just breathing it in. You just can't see it and don't know it's there, right? Even gases are known to have colors, and yet oftentimes you still can't see it, right? Yeah, a holding tank for that would be nice, but if it kills passengers on deck, that ain't gonna work. It's not gonna work, right? Having a some type of holding tank where the gas is like that, or why I keep saying where the fuel can go to instead of expelled in the air. Stuff like that have to be thought out. Society is so behind, because if people don't want to sit and question stuff like this as a resolve. Remember, to resolve issues as deep and far that I'm speaking on takes various individuals and not one. Right? It takes various minds coming together with thinking out to resolve it. And if it's not society interest, as I say, we're going to be kind of late catching the plane on the resolve. That is funny, yet it's not. It just is. It's just truth. The plane is going to be kind of late with the resolve with even that. Because I think that's all to be said for now, dear viewers. I'm sure somebody out, someone out, in the world possibly has an answer, and yet to never show a face or put yourself out there enough to help resolve, as I say, even that won't even, make its way to the light. There's people that sit amongst us in society that have the answers to stuff, right? And they fear that their answers, I guess, will be struck down or something. So that too is why we're behind in society pertaining to technology and resolving issues that can help the humanity as a whole. So I think that's all to be said for now. I'm going to end this video out, and I'm gone for now. 1. Enjoy your day. I will, in fact, enjoy mine.